Hello, this is Riding with Ree. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. In this week's video, I am really leaning into the requests that you've given me for more vlogs and longer videos. We've got a weekend vlog here on the yard with Woody and I, where we just hang out, I chat with you about the conversations I've been having, the things that have been going on in the horse world for me, and everything that's been going on with Woody. We also have my weekly riding lesson where I talk you through the exercises I've been learning this week. If you like this type of video, let me know in the comments below. It's quite a different style for me, so I'm really excited to hear your thoughts. Let's dive straight in. Hello, I just got to the yard. It's about 2 o'clock. Woody and I have a lesson at 3 o'clock. So we're gonna go and get him in from the field. And I thought I'd take you with me today because we have lots to catch up on. Lots has happened. So firstly, Woody is on his winter routine now, hence why we're going to get him in from the field. So he is out in the day and in during the night, instead of being out at night and in during the day. So him and Dudley were two of the last horses to be out on the winter routine. The summer routine. They stayed out at night until sort of just like last week, and then the temperature dropped to like 4 degrees one night, and we were like, probably time to bring them in. So a whole lot of drama happened with that. So originally Woody was actually in a field way down there. I think I have some footage that I'll intercut here for you. But so he was going out with the young boys next to the mares. So on our yard, we split the geldings and the mares. They go in separate fields in small herds. And Woody literally, he could not cope with being next to the ladies man that he is. One day they jumped in to the mare's paddock, which we think was instigated by Woody because of the way he was acting the next day. So he ripped his rug to shreds, which was joyous.
Hey Ree, I think this is Woody, right? He's got like a massive gash, look. I think that's Woody. Sorry to be the breaker of bad news.
And then the next day, the lead gelding was getting quite protective over the mares, and Woody wouldn't stop running up and down the fence line, was getting quite stressed. So my lovely yard called me and said, look, we've taken him out, we've washed him down, we've calmed him down, and we're going to move him. So Woody's now been relegated to a field just down here with some slightly older geldings, away from the mares, where he can calm himself down. My little stud. I've not actually been down here before to get him in from the field because I'm usually up later. I think I've got the right one. Let's have a look, shall we? Oh. And actually, the fact that I am not the one usually getting him into the field leads on perfectly to my next point. So someone asked me if I was going to do a winter morning routine video, and I replied saying yes. So originally I was a bit hesitant to do a winter morning routine because I don't do all of the chores that you do on DIY because Woody is on full livery, but I had a lot of people on my Instagram say that they really wanted to see what that looked like because they were thinking of going on part or full livery, or just wanted to see how they manage a horse alongside a full-time career. And then I had this negative comment from someone about how like you should just get up earlier and do it yourself. Basically, just like the stigma that exists against full livery for many reasons, people thinking it's lazy and whatever. And anyway, it got me thinking, this is the right paddock, I can see his head collar. It got me thinking about the stigma that exists. And it seems to only exist in the UK, it's really bizarre. How do I do this? Am I in the wrong place? Okay, hold that thought, I'm gonna come back. Before we dive into the rest of today's weekend vlog, I do want to give a massive thank you to the sponsor of today's video, YFood. I've worked with YFood before. They are a meal replacement company, and I work with them specifically on their vegan range. I'm not vegan, but I do try and have vegan elements to my diet and be quite conscious about that. So for example, I don't eat meat when I'm at home really, and I was super excited when they told me that not only had they rebranded their gorgeous bottles, but they'd also added new flavors to the vegan range. So we have berry flavor, which is new. We have banana flavor, which is new. Down here I've got vanilla, which you may have seen before in my videos, and then there's chocolate flavor. I don't have any chocolate bottles because I've actually drunk them all. Sorry. So what these are meal replacement drinks. They have 26 vitamins and minerals. They're not designed to be diet drinks. They have 500 calories per bottle, and they're high in protein. And for me, these are really great if you're going out and about with your horse, if you're competing, if you're going to be down at the yard all day like I am on the weekends. They're really easy to throw in your bag. They don't need to be refrigerated. and they're an easy way to get a meal in. If you want to try any of the YFood drinks for yourself, my discount code is RE10. You can see it here and you'll find the link in the description. All right, on with the video. Okay, I just hadn't figured out the gate. What a vlog this is going to be. I was like, oh, I'm going to take them with me and do lots of chatting, and now here we are. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some climbing. There's Woody. Hang on a second. Let's go underneath. Okay, so Woody, I don't even know if you can see over there somewhere. So anyway, yeah, so this negative comment about full livery, and it got me thinking about the stigma that exists in the UK about full livery, and this sort of thing that exists that means that, like, oh, full livery is lazy, or people who run full livery never see their horses, don't care about their horses, if you can't do DIY you shouldn't have a horse, etc. So anyway, I sort of went back to this person and was like, it's personal choice and I'm happy in that choice, and your judgment is a reflection of you. But then I also put this to my Instagram audience and I was like, what do you think? And because my Instagram audience, in fact my whole community, is amazing, I had a real range of opinions from people who have no problem with it, people who are on full livery, people who don't like full livery, the works, which was great. And I ended up writing a whole article about the stigma that exists in the UK about full livery, and the pros and the cons. And interestingly, some of my international audience got in touch and were actually like, this is not a thing here, you know, DIY doesn't exist in our country, particularly like thinking about the US, and so this whole DIY stigma is not a thing. So that was quite interesting. Anyway, let's get Woody, shall we? Mr. Wood! He doesn't come to call yet. Maybe one day. Haven't quite thought about how I'm gonna do this with one hand. It's a good job he's a good boy, isn't it? Hello! How are you? Hello? Hi there. Hi there. Would you like to... Oh, kisses! Would you like to come in? He's like, not particularly. There we are. Right, come along Munchkin. Okay, so what else is new? Right, so we did some quite intensive work with Woody's back and neck last week. Not me personally, professionals. Really opened up his back. So the day after that he had a day off, and then we did 3 days of light hacking, and then he had another day off because I was working. And then we went in the school and he felt really, really great actually. I think it did, he agrees, did him a lot of good. So today is actually going to be the second time that we've gone in the school since he had his back done. And I'm really excited. I feel like it really opened him up in a good way. So I'm going to wear my GoPro for the lesson today. It's a bit windy and I get a bit worried about my PIVO in the wind. I can weigh her down, but you know, I didn't prep for that today. So gonna get this one ready. He's actually not massively dirty, but I like to give him a proper groom. And then we shall show you the lesson. Onwards. That was a fun little walk back to the yard. All that wind. He was like wetting himself. Oh, okay, so we just got the hose. Just gonna give his legs a quick wash. I don't wash them every day when they're covered in mud, but they're wet anyway, and we're having a lesson, so they don't have time to dry, so I'm just gonna wash them off. Down. Down. There we are. Next is a groom. Oh, stuck on a bolt. There we go. Next up is rugs off. I didn't bring my tripod today, so you're sitting there instead because I can't do it with one hand. He's still super fluffy because he hasn't been clipped yet. He's like a big bear. You're a big fluff dog. I was talking about rugs actually on my Instagram because I get asked about this a lot. So at the moment it's still quite warm and he's not clipped, so he's still got his winter coat, and this is a 0 gram. This is actually the spare from the naught gram that he ripped, which is now at the repairers. But he doesn't need much more than that at the moment. It's so unseasonably warm where we are for the time of year. Quite strange. Boy. Okay, let's talk clips while we give Woody a brush. So Woody obviously unclipped at the moment. He will get clipped. And I spoke to my coach and we've decided on a hunter clip, which is everything off. So I don't know yet if we'll leave a saddle patch. We'll probably just take it off. He didn't have a saddle patch when I bought him either. We'll leave legs on just to give him a little bit more protection from brambles, mud and all sorts. But we will blend out his heels so that if he gets mud fever, we can see it and we can treat it a bit quicker as well. That's the plan. Let's go down here. And he'll have half a head as well, actually. That's one thing I forgot about. So we'll leave that on as well. But yeah, rugging and clipping is something I get asked about a lot. And hopefully later in the year, I'll be doing a little bit of work with Equus on mud fever as well, and mud fever prevention and mud fever treatment, because that's something I get asked about a lot as well. You can see here, these are the bite marks from when he got in trouble with the lead gelding. I might have even been from the mares actually, but yes, that was from his rough and tumble in the field before he got moved. I'll carry on doing this and then we shall tack up and dive into the lesson. I'll see you there. We're just out here in the school, we're all tacked up, and the first thing that we do before every ride for 2 weeks, thanks to our back treatment, is just 5 minutes of lunging on each rein. So we're going to do that first. Easy. Out. Wait. Okay. Good boy. Good. Boy. Boy, Woody. And get them. Thank you. And to rot. Trot on. Trot on. Boy. And woohoo. Woohoo. Boy. Walk on. Walk on. And woo. Woo. Woohoo. No, I don't want you to come in. I just want you to stop. Woohoo. Whoa. Good boy. You're getting so good at that. You are. Good lad. Well done. After I got on, I turned my camera off just to save the battery whilst we warmed up. So I'm going to throw us straight into the first exercise, which was all about going down the centre line and changing directions in trot and then in canter.
Up through the middle.
Yeah.
Change the rein. Go through the gates here, around that blue jump, back up through the middle, through there where you are. So it's like a big figure of 8.
Okay.
Or a tulip serpentine. And you're not going to go too far. You'll obviously go around that jump and around that jump. But it's, let's just see how it rides in trot. So, how are you steering it? What are you doing?
Outside leg,
Good.
inside hand.
Good.
Boy. So you don't necessarily need equipment to do this, particularly not in the early stages of the exercise, but the gates and the poles just help to keep me straight, and they're also cues when we move on to adding in a canter trot transition.
Good.
I'll just explain this exercise once more. So you're coming up the centre line in trot, you're having 2 strides of straightness, then you're changing your diagonal, changing the bend and going in the opposite direction. So essentially it's a change of rein, but you're adding in a slight bend as you come around this corner. So you're bending, inside leg, inside hand, bending, straight, change the diagonal, change the bend, around the corner again. So she described it, my coach, as a figure of 8. It's sort of like that here. Yeah, that was good. Ooh, good boy. Yeah, none of that felt particularly like sharp or, and he didn't come up and brace or anything. That was good boy.
Straightness was good, impulsion was good.
Yeah.
Suppleness, good left and right. So we're going to go with it again, but we're going to change the direction. So now you're going to come through there, through here, and you're going to make your change at the fencing. Interesting. What did you feel happening there?
He sped up. Was that my? Was that? No, I think he fell in, didn't he? Did he? Okay. Oh no, Woody!
So you've got to really think about, as you come towards me and you're going to track right, you've got to get your right leg on and push it down. Over. Good, much better. So your inside hand is up and supporting at the wither. That's fine to do that. It's not cheating, it's just keeping the inside hand up near the wither. So your left hand is on the bit, left leg on. Good. This is a good exercise. You're getting your legs on and getting the hands up a bit more. And yeah, funny how that first turn to the right just highlighted, he just literally fell in and sped up, didn't he?
Yeah.
But that's okay, because once you corrected it and got your inside hand up a bit,
Yeah.
you got your inside leg and just sort of pushed him out. But you've got good lateral work with him now, like he moves off your inside legs well.
Getting there, yeah. Just to remind myself I've got it too.
Yeah, exactly.
And that leg isn't just sat there doing.
Yeah. So we'll let him have a little walk and then we'll do it in the canter.
Okay.
So then we're going to go back to doing it this way again towards me here. So then you're going to so you'll basically ask for your canter as you go left to right.
Okay.
The left canter around there. To start with, I think we should trot before you turn into the straight bit.
Yep.
Trot, then canter right. Do that a couple of times.
Okay.
Then we'll have a little walk and a breather, and then what we'll do, because what he'll start to do is anticipate the trot transition, so he'll start just putting the brakes on, which is a bit annoying. So then I'm going to make you actually canter into here.
Okay.
And then be accurate and trot in these white gates, and then get your canter. But we'll keep it easy to start with.
Good boy.
Much better with your hand up there.
Yeah. Good boy. Oops, that was cheating, wasn't it? It's sort of an in-joke that it's cheating to use click commands instead of specific words to tell your horse to go. Oh, this is fun, he says. Okay. He's good at that one. He likes a bit of canter, don't you? Really nice. Like, well, I mean, obviously things to work on, but like, if I'd have done that a few months ago, it would have been a nightmare. I wouldn't have even been able to get him through these. Yeah, and that I was thinking that I was like, oh god, it's gonna be tight. And actually,
you sort of riding it through in your head.
Yeah, I was like, what if it goes wrong? We just come out here.
Yeah.
But no, he was really good. He was really so much
amazing
control without losing the power, which was nice.
You've got like rounded canter, haven't you?
Good boy.
What is your aid? Talk me through how you ride him from canter to trot.
Okay.
So what do you do? What's the first thing? Do it step by step.
From canter to trot.
So you're in canter.
Okay, I probably lean back a little bit and squeeze a little bit, and then put the brakes on in my hands.
So hang on. So
I lean back a little bit.
Sit back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I sort of squeeze everything.
Squeeze with what? Sorry.
With my legs,
okay,
and then my hands.
Yeah.
And sort of just pull, and then use my voice if nothing
Yeah.
sort of changes,
Okay.
and then he
so
usually
all fine.
drops.
I want to avoid the pull though.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't think you'll need the pull.
Okay.
I think when you pull, he sort of goes against you, and then you end up having to pull because
Yes.
you're both pulling each other. So I actually think if you did this bit right,
Yes.
you know, the kind of the sit back and the kind of closing here.
So unfortunately that's where my GoPro ran out, but I did want to dive into that final exercise because I think it is a really interesting way to end your session if you've been following along. So for the final exercise, rather than trotting before we cantered around the corner, we actually took the corner in canter and then did the trot between the two poles and the gates, having a little bit of a shorter distance, and then picked up canter again on the corner. One thing that my coach did recommend to me was after we had our trot transition coming through, not to rush into canter if the trot felt like it was falling apart a little bit. So as you come through the gates and you're preparing for your canter transition, being okay with taking the corner in trot until you have balance again, and then asking for canter, coming round in canter, up through the poles, trotting, changing the rein, picking up canter again on left bend. And that's it. Just coming out. That was a great lesson. I think my GoPro ran out halfway through, but he was very good. Good boy. Yes, walking. Oh, hi, monkey. What are you doing? Right, let's put these off. Sponge off. All washed off. I'm just going to pop them in to dry. And then if I can, I'm going to show you... Mary! If I can, I'm going to show you the little stretches that we do every day. After the back person's been, here you go, boy! It was all good. Right. He already knows what's coming. Okay, I'll try and film this for you. Right. Back. So first one is round. You can do it like this, but I find he twists his head when I do that. So instead, I'm gonna twist him around me. Boy. Second one is the full stretch, it's just straight up. So that's it. As I said, a little bit of a different style for this week's weekend vlog. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, leave me any questions, comments, thoughts, everything else below. And I will see you next week, next Friday at 4 PM BST. Bye for now.